Hey, what is going on YouTube, guys? I recorded a video yesterday and I realize now that said video did not turn out very well, so I would figure I would come out here and go ahead and redo the video. So what we're going to talk about today is exactly what I have done to my 500 plus wheel horsepower 370Z. Alright, cool. So I'm going to tell you guys each of my mods and about what it cost me to boost this at the end of the video. And it's just kind of a roundabout. It's with the minimum amount of mods. It's not with everything that I've done. Okay, so first things first, the Soho kit, which was $7,000. I love this kit. Me and a friend of mine and his friend, well, another one of my friends, we installed this kit in his garage. Shout out to JB and Blickhand. We installed this kit in his garage in about 2 days. Third day we went to the dyno. It was fairly easy. We had never installed a supercharger or anything that boosts. So it was a learning experience for the both of us. But I mean, like, 2 days is about what you need. I think you could probably do it in a day if you knew exactly what you were doing. But yeah, Soho version 1, supercharged air-to-air setup. And it sounds amazing. I think that's my favorite part about the entire build, is it sounds fucking crazy. Okay, so the next thing is the 1050cc injectors. Those are from Injector Dynamics. I believe those ran me about $1,000 or so. I also had to do spark plugs. I did GTR spark plugs. They work just fine for this. They're a higher rated spark plug, and that's kind of the whole reason why you have to upgrade whenever you're boosting. Just need a better rated spark plug. I did a 9 PSI pulley on my supercharger setup, so you get more boost out of it, which is pretty awesome. That was a few $100, but I actually got that through Soho for free. Reason why is one of my brackets were backwards, so I had overnighted them. They were really embarrassed. It wasn't a big deal to me, other than the fact I just needed it back before my dyno, which was coming up fast. So they were like, hey, like, you know, blah, 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 sorry about this. And I was like, hey, like, could you guys throw in, you know, the 9 PSI pulley? And Nick was like, yeah, we got you. So that was fucking awesome. Threw that in the deal, but that would cost somebody else, you know, a few $100s to do. Here we have the Soho. I don't know if you guys are catching on to the trend yet, but I really love Soho products as well as Z1. You guys will kind of see that as we go along. Soho oil coolant combo catch can. So it's an oil catch and a coolant can. It's actually pretty fucking amazing. Coolant in here. It's a pressurized system. And then you got the old oil catch here, which is baffled. And I actually haven't checked this. I don't know if you guys can see in there, but it is beautiful. All welded up nicely and whatnot. Alright, awesome. So, another upgrade that I've done is, I'm not sure if you guys can see it in there, but there is the ISR long tube headers. And then you're not going to be able to see this, but I have the polyurethane Z1 engine mounts, which are amazing. And in addition to that, well, hold on a second. We'll go up here. I do have the 24-row oil cooler from Z1. I know it's kind of hard for you guys to see, just kind of based on where the camera is right now. But, oh, there it is. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. But, yeah. So we've got that oil cooler from Z1, and that's about it from the from the engine bay standpoint. So we'll kind of go back. You're not going to be able to see this stuff, but I do have the polyurethane Z1 transmission mount, which is also amazing. I think maybe I would have went with a little, like a solid one from Z1, but I ended up going with the polyurethane just because at the time I was still dailying this car. It's going to create a lot of vibrations, right? A lot of stuff in your vehicle is going to reach a point called equilibrium, and the vibrations are going to be so loud that it's going to kind of make it uncomfortable to drive on the street. So like if you're planning on getting upgraded engine mounts, transmission mounts, any of that stuff. Polyurethane's the way to go if you really care about the sound. But if you're gonna track it and like that's primarily your only use with your 370Z, then you might as well just do the solid ones. So just a heads up, like if you get a solid one and it's really loud, that's kind of on you. So like with the 300ZX, I actually ended up getting a solid transmission mount because the engine that we're putting in, the VH45, the Nissan V8 or the Infiniti V8, it's gonna have a lot more torque than that car's ever experienced before. So I needed something stiff to kind of hold it down because it's already gonna have solid engine mounts. So yeah. All right, cool. So we'll come back to the transmission, which you guys can't really see right now, but I have the Z1 lightweight flywheel and road race 6-puck clutch, which is really good for boosted applications. If you do go to mod or boost this car in any way, you should definitely do a clutch upgrade. I've also got the C-Mac kit for the failed clutch slave cylinder piece that goes bad. Mine ended up going bad, and that was actually really weird, but as soon as I started putting in the Motul brake fluid, that's when mine went bad. So I don't know if that has like a higher like rate, acidity, or you know, just like pressure, like better pressure, but that's what caused mine to go bad. I'm almost certain, because less than like 2 weeks later mine ended up going bad, and I had put maybe 15,000 miles on it before it had gone bad. It was kind of a shit show. Anyways, so yeah, clutch, flywheel, all that good shit. And then also I did the Z1 polyurethane differential bushing. And then I did this arc grip exhaust, which I absolutely love. It doesn't sound like the typical VQ noise, or I guess droney sound. I don't know. If you like that kind of thing, that's great. Like I know a lot of guys that just like love the Tomei. I'm trying to have people like, you know, snap heads and check out the car and stuff, but I'm also not trying to have like the wrong type of enthusiast check out the car. So I did go with the arc grip exhaust, which I absolutely love. It was about 1,800 bucks. The flywheel is about $400. The 6-puck clutch and all that good shit was about, I want to say, $300 something from Z1. I don't remember if I got this stuff during a sale or not, so just be aware. And another mod I got is the Soho Cooler Works shifter. So I ordered it through Soho, but it's a Cooler Works shifter from Lithuania. It was about $600. The engine and transmission mounts, I don't remember how much they were, but I can tell you right now, they're pretty cost efficient, as well as the polyurethane rear differential bushing set. All that stuff's super cost effective. Like I think it was maybe like $400 or $500 for all of those. Oh, excuse me. I highly recommend doing that to your car. And the reason being is because whenever you're putting out all this power, you guys have to understand that there is going to be a ton more power on everything in your car, okay? I'm talking like your engine mounts, all right? I don't know how many miles you got on your car at that point, but your engine mounts are gonna have all this, you know, torque and whatnot that they're used to, and then you're basically gonna like double that. Well, now you got the engine rocking back and forth in place, right? Which puts more pressure on the transmission mount, right? Which rocks that further back, okay? Causes them probably to go bad faster, okay? So you're just better off kind of upgrading everything. And those were stupid easy to install. Like I think the worst install in this whole car, like the Supercharger kit, was actually easier than the headers. The headers, installing them without dropping the motor and all that, took me 2 days to just do the headers. And it was just one bolt at a time, right? Or one stud at a time. And it just, it was fucking forever. My buddy Gabe Valdez actually helped me with that. But yeah, guys, and another thing is, if you're thinking about boosting, or you're thinking about, you know, supercharger, turbo, or whatever it is that you decide that you want to do, just acknowledge the one thing: before you take it to a shop, you can install it. You can do this. As soon as I was done installing the kit, John actually sent me over a bass tune to get me to the shop, and then once we hopped on the dyno, that's whenever he dialed it in. So if you're gonna, oh, I should probably say this. If you guys are gonna choose a software to run ECU Tech, okay, or EQ Tech. I don't know how the fuck people are saying it now, but ECU Tech is like the best, okay. And the reason why I say they're the best is because right now I'm actually having an issue with my uprev. That's who I previously ran, and I didn't want to change because it was like another $1,000. Eventually, I will probably end up having to buy ECU Tech. I don't recommend uprev anymore. I used to. I think if you're NA, that's probably fine. But they're about the same price, man. You might as well do the ECU Tech. Even John from Z1, who tuned my car, was telling me that he ended up having to go to ECU Tech over uprev for whatever reason. I'm thinking that it was kind of just messing with the tune a little bit too much. So yeah, so all in all, to go ahead and boost your car, you're going to need about $10,000 to $12,000. Or you could do what I did and you could finance. So I did finance the kit. I went through Ally Financial, which had a pretty solid rate. But I financed $7,000 for the kit. I think it came out to like $6,870 something from Soho. A big portion of that, believe it or not, is the Vortex Supercharger. This is the V3 Supercharger, so it is their newer variant. I mean, that is a big part of the kit, you know, and then for them to fabricate and, you know, make the intercooler and, yeah. And they can send you injectors. Last other thing, you will need to upgrade your fuel pump. I should have said that earlier. My apologies. But yeah, I went with a Walbro, I think 485 or 450 fuel pump. It is recommended that you upgrade your fuel pump because you don't want to starve your engine of fuel. I did go with the larger fuel pump because number one, it was E85 capable, and number two, I wanted to make sure the car was getting all the fuel that it absolutely needed. Okay, it's better to have a little bit more in there, you know, running rich versus running lean. So yeah, it's going to cost you a fair little bit to boost the car. But like I said, you can finance it. That's what I did. But at minimum, the mods you guys are going to absolutely need, obviously the kit itself, the $7,000 kit, the injectors, the fuel pump, and then the clutch. Those are like 100%. You have to do that. I think that you could probably get away with running those for a little while at least. I would say for the most part though, like if you're gonna do the build right, you should do it all. It's gonna kind of pay off in the long run. I don't have like any issues with this car, which is great, and I honestly think that it's because I did this. I took my time. I installed everything myself. If I didn't know how to do it, I looked up a video. You guys feel free to get a hold of me at any time. If you guys need something from me, I will help you out. I will try my best to guide you through. But the process was really easy. It's a lot easier than you think. So yeah, just get after it. Hey, one last thing. I know that I already concluded the video, but I wanted you guys to know that if there's any advice I have for anybody who plans on modifying their Z, if you do anticipate yourself boosting the car eventually, don't buy any naturally aspirated modifications. No cold air intakes, no plenums that are ported, no upper or lower, nothing. Just check it out, guys. If you plan on boosting the car, save your money, buy the kit, go for it all, okay? I think that was my biggest mistake. I have like $6,000 just thrown away in parts that I bought, trying to get a naturally aspirated setup that, you know, produced a lot of power, and then here I am boosted all this time later. So don't waste your time, go straight for it, boost, don't hold back. If you're gonna do it right.